Hey, a bit of technical difficulties there, but look, I'm gonna say this straight up and down. I'm a good faith actor, um, as we should all be. You know what I'm saying? In a democratic election, we listen to all arguments with as much objectivity as is possible to muster. No, you give duty where duty is given is worthily given. You know what I mean? Like you don't go into a thing going, this person's gonna suck, so they suck. That is an anti-democratic thinking. You go in assuming anything about a person, then you will lose. And yet. So yeah, I'm fucking dropping a switch hit on this motherfucker. I love advocating for the devil and for the other side, and often it works out that the devil's not even in the mix. It's just a misunderstanding. You know what I mean? And look, as a person who wants to see America have a future, I think you guys just got to bury the hatchet, call it on this one, and just say, look, from this point onwards, we move the election forward in good faith. We assume that there are that everybody has their right to an opinion. Um, Everyone's opinion is valid, in as much as the way they see the world. Nobody thinks that they're the ones who are gassing the Jews. You know what I mean? Like nobody does. And yet, you know. So um it's like, yeah, you've just got to come together in good faith and levity and remember that, America one, America all, united we stand, divided we fall. Um, and to be quite honest, what had me tripping, yeah, it's like, look, who am I? I'm peeking in through a tiny peephole in YouTube as to what's happening on the grounds and things. And yeah, who's to say there's 50 freaking states? When do I hear about what's happening in, Kentucky? When do I hear about all of it? Idaho, yeah, all of it. Let's see how many states I can go. Rhode Island, Connecticut, Delaware, West Virginia, South Virginia, East Virginia, East Central Virginia, uh, Richmond Station, um, Collingwood Pier. I don't fucking know. um, and I'll say, yeah, a lot of bad faith actors coming in from Canada as well. Um, for both of y'all to consider. Although, of course, that'd be very, very interesting to see how many Canuckians are thinking that they have a boot the right to make their voice heard on in an election that they have no fucking right to be messing around a boot with. You know what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying? What I'm talking about? Um, is there anything about this that's a boot time it's seen as a boot fucking problematic? Seriously? You know what I mean? Like this is how the polymath works. Like you can be a genius, and look, I'm not saying that genius isn't good and whatnot, but genius is kinda dime a dozen. I mean, if the requisite for genius is what, 160, 170 IQ, well, you know, Forrest Gump is a genius by the end of the third book. You know what I mean? So who's to say? And I mean, from my perspective, it's just like the MacGyver mentality of just seeing a thing. It's gone bloop, we do it. That's ingenuity. And look, as I say, it's just so difficult because the only way you know a person is of bad faith is if you gather legitimate against them. And how is that done in this day and age? Who's to say? Who's to say? So anyway, it's like, yeah, like seriously, like for me as somebody who's a disciple of cinema, seeing Bryan Cranston, etc., 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 not looking like they drunk Kool-Aid, not looking, looking like they had legitimate conversations with this person, and that they felt that she were a good faith actor who had legitimacy running in this project. Again, it's like for me the emergency, the red flags are ringing whilst I'm listening to her, of course. um that said, it's like you go into these situations with a bit of a group psychology think, where you're just like, yeah, this is promising, this is interesting, this is lovely, this is a little bit problematic, a bit, well, you know what I mean? Like it's a really interesting, how you say, experiment in your resolve. You know what I mean? Like in as much as it's like, you know, Donnie T is fucking 100. Like there is no questions that he is 100. What remains to be seen is whether Kamala is 100. Is she Does she have the ability to be unwanted? Well, obviously not. I mean, that's another thing. Is like at this point, they're scrambling for friends. They'll take anyone. They'll take fucking old fucking Tracy from down the street who got fucking done for touching a 19-year-old's fucking bits or whatever. And then found out that you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things. It's like they'll take the support of fucking, you know fucking Superman and shit, if it means they're gonna get into office. And it's like, that's not how you do it. And Mr. T fucking knows this. It's like, yeah, of course the bad faith actors are gonna come sooner or later, and bring a box of stale donuts or whatever and say they're in for the game. And it's like, well, nah. And I mean the whole thing with Cheney. Don't think Cheney fucking turned up on Donny T's fucking doorstep, fucking bloated as a fucking red sack of wine, fucking looking for an in now, blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, yeah, Donny, come out shooting with me one time. I'll fucking teach you something. You know what I mean? Like, um, and the fact that the Democrats are so happy to rewrite history, for whatever is makes them feel legitimate, whatever makes them feel like they'll have a bigger platform when the time comes to, do their Nuremberg or whatever the fuck. um it's yeah it's really really problematic, because bedfellows are a really really important thing, because it's like they go, listen man, we'll give you some support, we'll really help you out, man. All you've got to do is, everything, all of it, when they tell you in the middle of the night at 8:47 in the morning, whenever they fucking want to call you, because they've got you on the fucking beeper, don't they now? Don't they? So, what are you going to do? Are you in for a fair, real fight? Are you in for town halls? Are you in for being questioned about your legitimacy and knowing how to do these things? Are you willing to keep it 100? Are you willing to shake Donald and Kamala's hand every time it comes up? Are you willing to talk behind the scenes between one another and work out how you're going to create a seamless, uh, how you say, that power goes from one side to the other or remains in the same side, in a peaceful manner? Because apart from now having what 30 million more people, 15 million more people in your country for this meantime, and what happens next is going to define what America is into the future. And I mean, as somebody who sees these from all angles, it's not feasible. What Trump is saying, we're going to deport them all. Firstly, you can't do that. You can't send a person back to a place where they won't take them. Secondly, it's not the American way. It's not. You know what I mean? Like, you don't go, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, look, the whole thing is, you talk about laws and rules and blah 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 blah, and yet at the same time you criticize the UN, and you're talking their law, you're talking their language when you're talking about illegal immigrants and this and that and the other 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 and the other. You know what I mean? Like, the whole thing is, the heart, the spirit of America can tame even the most savage beast. Isn't that the whole point? Is that, yes, they didn't come in legally. Yes, under this current system that makes them criminals. But don't they have heart? Don't they have spirit? Don't they have potential to make America a better place? I mean, you want to talk about all the mental ill people. When people are ill, you help them. You know what I mean? When people have been indoctrinated to kill each other, you help them and get them past that. You don't throw more trauma upon more trauma. You know what I mean? You see a bunch of black men doing their own thing, acting aggressively. You come with a cake. You know what I mean? Like, you show them that it's the brotherhood of humanity. You know what I mean? Like, you do that, within 2 months, you're going to be having street parties with them. You know what I mean? Like, half of y'all are French anyway. You know? Like, it's brotherhood. It's family. We're all kin in America, no? Is that not the point? Even if you come, even if you've got face tattoos, even if you've done horrible things, if you know that the sun shines on America always, and that you are there to be, you are as much privileged to be among the folk of America as to be in America. You know what I mean? Like, and that is what it is, you know. As I say, look, I'm hoping for the outsider to come in really, really soon. I know there's a lot of talk about it. Like, I have rumblings that there is a third legitimate presidential candidate coming really, really soon. Like, near fucking, yeah, somewhere near Sesame Street. He's a big dude, like, big popular dude. You know, lives in like a kind of treehouse type of thing. Like, he's friends with everyone. Like, he fucking knows everyone. Like, this cunt is fucking connected, man. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And once fucking Big Bird gets in the game, man, you know, Trump. once Big Bird calls his candidacy, Trump and Kamala are gonna be wanting to get together really fucking soon. Because the only way either of them are going to get into the White House is by getting the hell together. Because once a Big Bird brings the avian hammer, my friends, there is really no potential for us mortal humans to know any more of this space within which we currently inhabit. So there you go. Oh, 3 little clips and a little bit of drip. and you're bringing the squibs. Yeah, you got fucking is fucking Alec Baldwin still doing the armory? I mean, I fucking told him, cunt, fucking pay back your debts, or you're gonna be fucking taking the bullet on fucking all the goons we need to get out of the industry and stuff. Like, you are our fall guy until then. It's just like 3 years later, it's like, producer Alec Baldwin implicated in another 17 accidental shootings. Anyway, love you all, Sonny Jims and Brody Hymns and whatever. And fucking pages of Elliot. Just pages and pages and pages of Elliot. You know what I mean? And so fucking Dr. Peterson. Hey, Dr. Peterson, you a faggot cunt? Oh, I imagine Peterson, if there had ever been a time similar to what happened here when he was in college, maybe that's why he's got such a grudge against woke people, just because like he'd be like, fuck, every time he'd come in, first day of campus, he'd get to his car, there'd be like Kermit the Frog memes all over his car, like he gets out first day, like he's got his fucking paper fucking thingy to get all the paper off his car, because it's just like a layer of like sticker memes all over his car. It's like, hey, Kermit the Faggot Frog, what's your fucking what slime balls are you eating today and stuff? And like by the end of it, his car's just like 3-4 inches thicker. And it's like, hey Jesus, hey Kermit the Jesus Frog, how you fucking? Can we eat your legs today, or are we still crucifying you? Hey, Dr. Kermit Peterson, how's your private practice going, buddy? Dot 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 dot. Hey, Dr. Peterson, is your beeper on tonight, buddy? We might have to call you fucking, when you're licking your mum's nuts from behind, eh? Yeah. Did your mum clean your bedroom this time, Dr. Peterson? How about that? Did she make you eat broccoli? Oh, hey, there's a girl boy called Elliot here. She wants to talk to you. You called her a fucking freak and that she cut her tits off and stuff, eh? She's not very happy with you, Dr. Peterson. You still got a private practice in Toronto? Because, yeah, Elliot, she's not happy. She feels like you defamed her. Do you feel like you defamed her in your little faggot condo in fucking Toronto? Oh, there's fucking Tatesy boy over there. Is that the point? You fucking running game on them fucking Romanian trains, are you, buddy? You're fucking making up more meme generation to fucking cause more fucking UN chaos. Hey, buddy. Fucking aren't you? You're a United Nations shill, aren't you, buddy? You're just another fucking know-it-all Canuck, aren't you, mate? Oh, you think we wouldn't fucking find you? Wouldn't find you out? Oh, okay. Seriously, this fucking Canuck fucking Norwegian Pina, he must think fucking people are just so stupid. Just so stupid. It's just like every time I see an interesting dude in a sentence like fucking Peterson, it's like, fuck off, cunt. You're not a good presenter. I have to put you on like fucking 1.75 and then have to slow it down when the fucking other dude does. You're not fucking bright, mate. You don't have the fucking keys to the kingdom, mate. Going, oh, if you just clean your bedroom, you'll be happy. Or whatever the fuck. It's like, nah, nigga, nah. What would you know? What would he know? He fucking spent how many years being a failed fucking biblical scholar, and then suddenly he fucking, acts very, very, very unholy, and then fucking makes some sham fucking career of jetting around the world telling all the fucking you know, woke conservatives about how he's the fucking messiah, and if you just clean your bedroom and fucking bananas and fucking blah blah blahs and this and that and whatever that he learned from fucking, you know, going to his office and listening to people talk and fucking jerking off into a tissue after every fucking consultation or whatever, you know, like it's like these fucking Freudians, they think that they're in society, but they're just fucking painting a narrative that's downfall that they have something to fucking jerk off to at night time. You know? It's fucking gross. Have I said enough? Have I put my credentials down on the table enough? You know, like this is the point. We have to come together and recognize bad faith acts. You know, people take our kindness for weakness. I have seen this through my life. I have been through the crucible. You people have been through the crucible. You know what this is. Yeah. So we need, you know, do you want a civil war? Do you honestly think that fucking Gary from down the street, who you were sinking beers with, you know, 7 years ago, still in good faith, you honestly think he's the enemy? You think fucking Trisha from fucking HR, who sent you flowers when your mum died, is actually gonna fucking, you know, eat you? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's the whole thing. It's like you live in such a fractured society, and yet so many of you are, you know, what, 6 degrees of separation at most. It's like if you pulled your resources and came back together and had common history of one another, who had different opinions on things, legitimately so, then this wouldn't be a crisis. This would just be a film festival, you know. You know, like America has never been about division. Well, mate, I don't. Well, not it. I don't know. I'm not there. I've never had a chance to, but it always seems that, you know, from my stance of seeing the whole of America through its media production, I think the shining spirit of the American value is what I love about American cinema and American culture. And whether that's an illusion or not, it's hard for me to say. But I mean, what's happening with Trump is showing pretty much that it's not an illusion, that Americans are very, very much realists and very much understand that, like, there is a manifest energy within communing with reality and becoming part of it and becoming part of the books that we remember. You know what I mean? And I mean, if we can bring this country back together and go, no, we love you and you love us in your hearts, we just have to open them up again, you know, and say no more to this division, no more to people who don't love us, who don't understand us, who don't have our best intentions at heart, just want our blood and oil. Or that, you know what I mean? Like, who knows, you know, you cannot trust people who will not look you in the eye, who will not answer your questions directly. It's like, I always think it's like, if I ever got wrapped up in a thing or got embroiled without knowing it or whatever, or turned a blind eye, good God forbid I would ever do that. If I ever got caught in a compromised situation, I would never plead the fifth. You know, I'm sorry. Sure, people say that you should have the right to plead the fifth. I personally would never, because I'm not. I don't live in shame. I don't run away from my actions. You know what I mean? If I've done the wrong thing to the extent where I feel culpable and I feel like, yes, I did the wrong thing, no, I'm not going to spend 50, 100 grand a day on a lawyer to get me out on basically bogus, on fraudulently. You know what I mean? Like, if I've done something wrong, I cop to it. You know, and I assume the same is with Trump. Thus, the whole thing has been so infuriating, being thrown fucking plastic poof to judges at fucking left, right, and center. But at the same, it's like these people who get called to Congress and can't even take culpability. That is not the American spirit. And there's a fair reason why they're all, Khans and Farouks and bloody blahs and Al Sheikh Hamanis and stuff, you know. Or you can see it in their eyes that they've had a bit of fucking sand monkey inside of them or whatever, you know. So, um, good to have somebody on my side. Nice to know I'm fucking there's somebody out there in fucking rural Minnesota going, thank fucking now someone's fucking finally said it. Can bring Minnesota back together again. You know. Um all those commies are mostly dead at this point. Took too much myocarditis. And oh my god, my dude, I worked out how the fucking what it is with myocarditis. And maybe this is why, like, so many famous actors have um uh take themselves out in fucking when they get their first spaghetti or whatever. It's like they must try because my friend, we were driving and I opened the window and he's like, you shut it up a little bit, like my ears pop. And it's like, maybe it's like, yeah, it's like the pressure in the room, the pressure in the car, whatever, changes suddenly. Boom, boom. Maybe it's not. Look, I don't have any scientific research. I don't know whether anyone would, but I mean, I understand that myocarditis is about how you say the brutalization or the you know the loss of resilience of the organ heart. You know, so and that's another thing. It's like, do we just go, oh, well, it's the sins of the father. They did this to us, and we're going to continue to drop like flies? Or are we going to actually start working out what's caused this myocarditis and reverse it? You know, is it reversible? Is there any way to pause on it? Because at this point, it's like that fucking movie Spontaneous, it sounds like. And and it's like this whole thing. It's like, yeah, well, you know, the great replacement. Well, it kind of fucking happened, hasn't it? And maybe I don't know if that's even considered racist at this point. Because it's like you consider what 30 million people who were on this planet in 2019 are not anymore because of COVID, not directly the virus, but the whole fucking prison, the prison fucking the panda fucking cell epidemic, left everybody in fucking cells, turn kids into fucking Therion fucking Skibidi toilet monsters. Hey, selamat till Filipinos. Selamat pagi. Thank you kindly, sir. Nixico Filipino. Slamat. And thank you to the three, and thank you to the one very much. Thank you. I like my wife, Bilo. Cousin Bilo, very good rapist. Rape many, many women. Mostly men, but many women. Very proud, very proud, very proud. Yeah, and Gary from accounting, he ran into Bilo fucking down the street one time. fucking raping some dude fucking up the fucking alleyway. He's like, Bilo, what are you doing? You're like, Bilo, I finished soon. Come eat Chinese food with you. Good cat here. You know, and I only half joke about that because, and as I said earlier, the concept of eating animals, such as the ones that you love and care about, that's not about a morality thing. That's not about a ooh gross thing. That's a cultural practice thing, my friend. You eat cows. Hindus don't eat cows. Hindus eat lentils and they eat spices and they eat rice. No morality to it. Just they choose to keep their cows in their yards. We eat them. You know, we use our bean growth for whatever we do. Processed plastic sausages and whatnot. They make curries and lentils and all this kind of stuff. Chocolate is a salad because it comes from cocoa and cocoa comes from tree. Exactly. So very, very true, Nixico. Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly. And it's like when I'm smoking a cone, am I just having some greens? Am I just having some vegetables? I guess so. Um, you know, oh, I mixed up, like, because my knee's a little bit munted from some kind of gout type thing. So I mixed up a bit of pawpaw ointment with some herb, and yeah, it's been really, really nice. Like, it's still stiff as fuck, but having a stiffy's better than fucking throwing a whitey, isn't it? Y'all wouldn't have that term at all, would you? Throw a whitey. I think that's a fucking English term. I I forget. I mean, that's the cool thing about Australia, and I guess you'll get that sense when you come here. It's just like it must be like hitting. I mean, are there even any kind of untapped? I mean, there's got to still be frontier in the continent of America. I mean, if the Chingers can fit fucking 1.5 billion in what, 2/3 the size what y'all got, if not more. I mean, y'all got what's Alaska? Like, I mean, that's the whole thing. It's like, for me, the whole idea, like when I was looking at things in 2019, the whole idea of a Green New Deal sounded great if it was done under a Roosevelt style situation where everybody was thrown in the pot, everybody was equal, everybody had the same amount of responsibility and stimulation in their work, knowing that they would develop a better system for the country. Is that what's happened? It doesn't seem so. Um, don't know what the fuck Uncle Joe was fucking bothering about. And that's another thing. I don't buy the senility fucking narrative with Joe Biden. I don't. This whole thing of like, oh, senile Joe, fucking Grandpa Joe, whatever, let him off the hook. He's just a doddering old fucking senile. It's not true. Have you heard how savage he goes at minorities and stuff still? And you want to tell him he's just like until the night before he gets to put on his fucking KKK helmet and stuff. Like, this nigger is fucking as compass mentis as I've seen fucking anybody. And the fact, you want to talk about Trump throwing Mike Pence under the fucking tractor with January 7th or whatever. The fuck has Biden done to Kamala Harris? Sure, there was a coup, but was that on her? See, that's the problem with the Dems. It's like, you know what I mean? There is no blood that is thicker than their blood. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that Kamala Harris stood next to this fucker and put out fires for how many years? maybe she was complicit. I don't know. But the simple fact is she were his fucking house jigaboo. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but it's fucking true. This fucking Delaware cunt, the only other time he had any time with a black person is the one fucking scrubbing his dunny from all the fucking diarrhea shit that he fucking plasters all over the ceramic every day. Fucking whatever. Fucking Consuela, he just calls her Consuela. He just called all of them Consuela. You know what I mean? Like, at some point, and the thing was, there's Mike Pence. What, they talk about Trump throwing Mike Pence under the truck. It was fucking Mickey P that did it to Trump. Fucking classic fucking demo Republican. And now he's throwing his hat in. And of course, George W. was never gonna. I mean, the whole thing of these people fucking going, oh, look at, and yesteryear, the Hallmark George W. Bush movie, the Hallmark Dick Cheney movie, the Hallmark fucking, Cheney's fucking rapist daughter fucking one and stuff, and then fucking, hyper valor, the John McCain story. He always wanted to be a Democrat, but they never let him. You know what I mean? Like, it's gross. And when you're manipulating historical stories just to fit your own current narrative, my Holmes, my friend, my beanie buddy, like that's not how it works. That's how you end up, being forgotten about for like 500 years, and then suddenly it's like the boogeyman come back, and it's like, no, that's just the story they used to tell. I don't know if it was ever actually true. Don't actually, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if they actually sewed people's eyes shut like that and then projected in lies into their eyelids. I don't know if that ever really happened. You know what I mean? Let's God hope that is only just a myth that they tell us to be good. You know what I mean? Like, um, you know, mummy, what's a beeper bomb? Another night, dear Nathan. Another night. And that's where I'll leave it for the minute. Like, it's been fun. It's been really fun. I'm so glad we got through with the worst of all of this. God bless everybody. Everybody. Haitians are Hebrews anyway. You know what I mean? Like, just, get out your high school French, get out your French books, get out your Spanish, get on Duolingo. It's a bit of a project. I'm sure these people aren't going to be half as scary as you think they are when you just say merci beaucoup, au revoir, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, just show that this is still America. Just because they had some bad faith fucking Arab turkeys fucking come in and do the worst, that's not what the Haitian people are. You're not hearing story, sure, they're getting drunk and going driving, but they're not going out, there aren't like 17 daughters missing or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, and that's another thing. You want to talk about problems with Haitians and Haitian Sicilians. Did you get your entire civilization destroyed in an earthquake less than 20 years ago? Did you? Oh, you didn't. So how about fucking show a little bit of compassion for some people who had everything taken from them? And then Sean Penn had to come in and traumatize them more with his like, hi, I'm Sean Penn. I'm really, really caring. Let's go after some Mexican dudes. Maybe they'll give us drugs. Oh, I hear Ukraine's got some really good fucking Haitian molly at the moment. Let's roll out there and see what's good. And out with all the bullshit and negativity. Who cares? And in with the love and just the pure brightness of another day, Salam alaikum, Yahweh, Shemesh, Shalom, Hallelujah. Peace be upon him. Peace be peace be with all of y'all. You know, we get through this, yeah. We always do. Fucking, you know, that's another thing I'm thinking. It's like this whole thing, this fallacy of lies, the fallacy that life lies to you, people lie to you, this, that, the other to you. And it's like, for me, if you know a person is not telling you the truth and you accept it anyway, are they still lying to you? Or is that on you? Who's to say? Who's to say? I don't know. Doesn't matter. It's a savage world, man. Some fucking cold hearts, but there's also some that just beat with love completely and utterly. So get out into them skate fields, get out to the skate parks, get some roller skates, get some old roller blades from the thrift store. You'll find some savage rollerblades in your op shops and thrift stores, your opportunity markets or whatever you call them. Flea markets, this, that, the other, man. Does that the fuck another? No. And you'll have a beautiful Halloween season coming through now. Just a bit over a month before you get to all come out. It's like, everyone's planning to go as Beetlejuice, obviously. And then fucking Gary from accounting dresses up as like fucking Charles Manson or something. Yeah. And fucking Nancy from Optics, she's still working on like putting together like a Chewbacca costume made out of like brown paper and like a bag of sugar and stuff. And fucking too many Quentin Tarantinos this year again, just because like those middle-aged dudes have just hit their like weird like done too much cocaine like bloated phase, and their wife's like, fuck off, Gary, why don't you just fucking go as Quentin Tarantino then, you fucking auteur fucking film junkie. Yeah, exactly. Now, like all the fat cunts, they can't go as Kevin Smith anymore because he's turned into a fucking stick. You know what I mean? So, yeah. It's a tough time for Halloween, man. It's going to be really hard Halloween, dude. You guys better get ready, man. Because, like, there's going to be some broken hearts when y'all all turn up as fucking Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future and you ain't impressing nobody. My homie, my friend, you can't do that. You can't all turn up as Marty McFly and expect to get, his mum pregnant. uh, yeah. I wonder when Hyde's gonna get out of prison from when they yeah when they do like the Millennium Show or whatever, and like Hyde gets out of prison after like 30 years for like raping his secretary or something, and they're like Hyde, and everyone claps, and he like sits on the washing machine and gives himself an orgasm and stuff again. And then like another 14-year-old comes in and he's like, oh, who's this? And he's like, it's like, that's Donna's great granddaughter. And he's like, oh, sweet, nice to meet you, love. You want a 420? I've got really good mirrors in my room with like nothing behind them. Like there's nothing behind the mirrors, obviously. Like they're just mirrors. You want to do some coke blow? Yeah. Well, I'll give you some money. Go get out. You know how to get me some, don't you? you know. Yeah. Anyway, this video has been brought to you by Squeaky Cat 5000. The Squeaky Cat 5. Fucking your shit up stateside, even though I've never been there. And neither will Squeaky Cat. If you want to see Squeaky Cat in the flesh, book an appointment. His time is precious. His time is money. Just like all them good pussy. Cheerio, lads and laces.